All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA Podcast. My name is Keith Parrish. I'm here once again with my buddy through the miracle of computer phone. Here with Coach Dave DeFore. Dave, the trade deadline washed over me. It is now... It's
like a tsunami.
Like a tsunami. It's basically in the rear view. So many things happened. I don't feel like I've been able to digest them. Some of these things are personal life issues. I did not have power at my house for like 7 hours on trade deadline day. I was still following everything. And then with the Grizzlies shutting things down and other responsibilities, it's like, when am I going to record? And then now today we're recording finally on Tuesday, February 10th. I shirked my responsibility as a Grizzlies podcaster under these people aren't worth my time. And but I show up at work, not this work, actual work. Mm-hmm. And it turns out my schedule today on Tuesday, where I'd planned to record with you, it's not Tuesday at work. Apparently it's Friday. Apparently we have a Friday schedule on Tuesday. This is like a Sunday night football on Saturday situation. So... all that to say, a lot's going on. I don't even feel fully prepped and ready to break down all of it with you, but we're going to try. We're going to do our best, Dave.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
That's why you're here. You're the crutch to hold me up. How have you been doing? How have you handled AD finding a new home with the Wizards?
Yeah, it's all fine. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to watch the games.
So it does seem like there are really important storylines as far as watching the games. Like on Monday, we got Eastern Conference Showdown, best team in the East against the hottest team in the NBA. And even that game got derailed. The Pistons and Hornets got derailed with a massive, I think we can call that brawl. Maybe. Yeah. The pretty ugly spectacle. So in one of the only games where both teams were trying to win on the schedule,
right,
we did have a big fight. It's funny because the Hornets have been so hot.
Yeah,
I mean, they'd won 9 in a row that's the first time they've done that in 27 years or something. They have one of the best net ratings for the past 25 games, but they're still under 500. And they're still chasing a play-in spot, and now they're going to lose Diabate for at least a couple games, I would assume. Miles Bridges is getting suspended. So don't mess around, Hornets. You were a lot of the Eastern Conference hope for making this thing super exciting. But all that to say, there's so much going on, I don't even know where to begin. Also, I worry that we hit the same notes too much, Dave.
82 game season, Keith.
Well, not even that. I'm talking in the overarching themes of 11 years of Fast Break Breakfast in the past 2 where we've been doing it. One of the themes of the show is that losing on purpose is bad. Why doesn't anyone notice that losing on purpose is bad? Losing on purpose only works if everyone else is trying to win. If everyone's trying to lose on purpose, suddenly you don't have a league anymore. And so it does feel like tanking's having a moment. So I don't I worry. I was like, we've already hit all this stuff, man. I was talking about this for years. So a lot going on.
Feels like that moment is also coinciding with gambling. And
there's no small part of it. What is it? What are they called? I'm not much of an investor.
And injuries, I would say.
It's like we have these it's like you now have a league that is not about winning the basketball games. It's all just about the little financial transactions that happen. It's like all the stuff from The Big Short. We got these tranches of bad teams. We got our subprimes, that little Jenga thing that Ryan Gosling set up, where it's like you got the Nets, the Wizards, and Grizzlies down at the bottom. They're propping up the whole thing, but they're not worth. So it's messy. We have right now beyond the gambling, beyond Giannis coming out as a Kalshi investor, where $23 million were wagered on this website, Kalshi, whether or not Giannis would get traded and where he would end up. And then it turns out he's an investor in the whole thing. It's like Adam Silver. Does it not seem like you have maybe some integrity things going down? At the very least, it looks untoward. So I don't know. I wanted to name the players who aren't going to play probably for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like
it's quite a list, Keith.
The NFL season just ended. Super Bowl just happened. Everybody watched their Bad Bunny concert. And now the national sporting landscape, you turn to a league that it feels embarrassing at the moment. There's like a handful of really awesome, exciting things. We got to watch Cavaliers Nuggets on Monday night. At least the Cavaliers, maybe thinking James Harden is the answer to some problems. You get, again, the Pistons playing great. The Knicks have been playing well. But, like, the rest of the league is kind of falling apart. They're about to do this All-Star Weekend showcase, which is like, please don't watch this. We have 4 dunk contest participants who most people couldn't pick out of a lineup if they saw them.
Can I name them all right now? Jackson Hayes,
heard
Carter
of him.
Bryant.
Yeah, rookie.
Is Jalen Duren in it?
No.
Wasn't he going to? I thought I heard that. I mean, would a suspension keep him out of the dunk contest?
I don't think Jalen Duren did anything wrong. Can we start? Can we start with the Pistons Hornets fight? No.
Yeah, we can talk about it. But I mean, I don't know, man. That game, the referees let it get too physical, too physical, and people got frustrated. Also, Duren was crushing.
So, yeah, there's one more. Is there a Jason Richardson? Jace Richardson?
Jace Richardson? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anthony Black? Is he doing it?
I think
he should.
The fight between Jalen Duren and Moussa Diabate. Diabate been playing awesome this year. Huge part of the Hornets' turnaround this season. I would say fringe most improved player contender for me. I didn't watch the whole game, but I did back up several possessions before the fight, just rewinding. And you can see it in the 2 minutes preceding it. Duren and Diabate are getting so physical.
Yeah.
And like 2 possessions before, Diabate wraps both of his arms around Duren on a rebound. And you can see, and we've talked about this, you can see Duren going to the official and saying, he's just grabbing me. And that's one of those things where the ref, man, you might consider it a soft foul. You got to let the steam out, man.
That's right.
You got to like the referees do play this role. Calling fouls does alleviate a lot of times. We want to say let them play.
Yeah,
you see this.
They let him play in this game.
They did let him play, and then it went wrong.
Right. I mean, not just release the steam, man, but just remind them that they're still playing a game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, get your head back into, hey, this is a basketball game. It's got rules. Like, look, this happens all the time. I've been in a fight in a basketball game. I don't know if you have. I mean, Keith, you don't seem like that kind of type.
I'm not. I'm pretty small in stature. I'm tall, but I'm skinny. I have people coming at me in games before.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, you seem like like I can pick on you and you won't come back.
Yeah.
But I've been in a fight in a basketball game. I get it. Like but also the referee, that's why the referees are there, right?
It's one of those where you see, all right, you make a call there, and then the very next possession, off an inbounds play, they're banging together again.
Yeah.
And then they kind of have to be separated. At that point, I don't know what you do. You step in, you talk to them. Hopefully you call maybe what you consider to be not as an egregious of a foul. Yeah. Then it builds up to Duren being like, I'm going to knock over Diabate no matter what and try to score. And then Diabate fouls him. And then again, we've never seen this guy this upset. He did. I was literally watching this thinking like he's doing the Isaiah Stewart. Before I like the famous running around the court trying to get to LeBron, like Diabate's like sliding under all kinds of guys and like breaking free. And then
I didn't even think that foul was actually all that. I mean, it was a hard foul, but like in a game like that. But in a game like that, I thought it was like, okay, this feels like the playoffs.
Duren did, of course, hit Diabate in the face. Not hit, not punch.
Mush.
The hand push, which kicked it off. And so, I assume that, that's a fair that he got I thought ejection was harsh. If nothing else happens, I don't think Duren gets ejected. But because Miles Bridges happened and then
Right,
Isaiah
right.
Stewart happened, I understand the ejection. I don't think he's going to get suspended just because that, to me, the punishment of losing that game, of being kicked out of the game for
Right.
Duran seemed enough. Diabate has no history of this, so probably a couple games, 3 games for just not being able, I don't know. It was a pretty violent pursuit.
It was.
It was a frightening pursuit. And then, I mean, Miles Bridges re-engaging, you assume, going to get suspended several games. And then Isaiah Stewart, I mean, coming off the bench, we're going to see a lot of Paul Reed, I think, on the Pistons for the next. Paul Reed was incredible.
He was awesome. He was awesome. Yeah. You forget Paul Reed's there, and then he comes. This is what Paul Reed does, stay ready. That game was great. The fight killed it for a minute. I was worried about the Hornets coming out of the fight because, the Pistons kind of do this all the time. Not like this, obviously, but they are a team that really goes and does go head to head with a lot of other teams. And I was nervous for the Hornets coming back. I thought it took them a minute, but man, that game was so much fun.
That was a game. Great. So I went back to watch the fight, and then I
should have been on national TV.
I didn't skip forward to live. I just watched it out because these are two of the best teams, and the Hornets kept making runs. Pistons, I mean, it was Paul Reed coming up with huge plays over and over and over. But I actually thought the Hornets might come back and win that game, and they showed that they're playing on the level as the Pistons right now. They just came up a few shots short. Also, Charles Lee getting ejected was hilarious.
Right.
His
point, the point he was making there was he was right. How did you let us get to? How have you been calling a game like this, and then you call that? Look, LaMelo shot no free throws in the game.
So
I think that the refs did a really poor job in a lot of ways. And look, I know I'm constantly I don't know, it's too hot, it's too cold. I want you in this Goldilocks zone. And I think that a lot of what they did in the game was good. The physicality was fine. That first quarter I thought was excellent. But man, at some point, like you said, release some steam and actually
so maybe we're speaking out of both sides of our mouths.
We are.
Because maybe it was, I don't think it's a release the steam moment. He called a foul on a flop. Grant went a play away from the thing, and in all the events that have been not called in that game, to call an away from the play, Grant Williams just moving down the court, someone steps in front of him and falls over.
Yeah.
Charles Lee losing it was legitimate. Again, John Goebel maybe do better. It seemed like a little checked out, and that was a weird call to make. Grabbing back into the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a big overarching theme. I actually thought the Pistons were a disappointment to me at the trade deadline. I think one of the most interesting takeaways from the trade deadline was that no one tried to get better who was one of the really good teams. None of the good team. The only playoff team that traded a first-round pick is the Thunder.
Right.
Went and got Jared McCain, maybe a buy low, see if this works out, maybe bulked, added to the roster that way. Mm-hmm. None of these other teams made a very aggressive move. Most of them just dodged the tax to arguable improvements. The Pacers, the Jazz, they're making huge moves. The Wizards, the worst teams in the NBA by record outside of the Kings, went and made big things. The Kings and Pelicans sat on their hands, did nothing. All that's very odd. But the Pistons, this is the season before you have to pay Jalen Duren.
Right.
This is a season where, maybe Jason Tatum's coming back, got assigned to the main red clause. Maybe that's coming down the pipe. But this is a season where the Eastern Conference particularly is up for grabs. And you have the best record. And you don't know what's going to happen league-wide ever. This window is right now. I know you have no playoff experience on your team, and the odds of you making it through 4 rounds are remote, but you got to seize stuff.
You got an MVP candidate.
Take it from me, a Grizzlies fan. When you have the moment, you got to seize the moment. And I'm not saying you had to make some kind of every pick and every swap for Giannis, but you can afford to pay for a player who can help your team this year without sacrificing a bunch of your future. I was disappointed. They didn't really go. I mean, it always boils down to who was actually available.
Right.
And so I don't know. I mean, this is like
MPJ.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Michael Porter Jr. Absolutely. Why aren't they making the offer for Jaren Jackson Jr.? That was not a overwhelming.
Yeah, no.
That was not a Godfather offer from the Jazz. Like you're telling you could have gotten Jaren this year. I mean, the Jazz are teasing us with these Jaren and Lowry games, but like I don't know, like even guys who have I feel like, I mean, this guy has a horrible contract. Just bringing back Jeremy Grant, just one guy who's just okay. Like Kevin Huerter is not okay. He's the next tier below okay. He's he's just a person you put out.
He's
there.
Fine. He's fine.
Yeah, I'm saying bring in somebody who might win a playoff game, who could get you over the hump. And if it is someone more, I don't know, like trying to think of who the sellers are, but
Cade had to take 27 shots last night,
and he's going to the whole playoffs. I mean,
that's a problem.
I was a little disappointed where it's like eventually you're gonna pay Duren next year, and next year the Pacers are loading up. Next year the Celtics going to be back, and every other team, every young team on the rise is thinking they're getting better. You had a moment. I feel like you had a moment where you could have done some things. So I was a little disappointed. Was there anybody else that you were, as I just kind of go all over the place, anything overly disappointing from the trade deadline, or that you thought was just maybe the most exciting thing that went down? What's the?
I love that the Bucks didn't trade Giannis.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
they got Cam Thomas.
I hope they keep him.
Great deadline.
I hope he retires there. I actually said on the show, I could see us doing this again next year at the deadline.
Yeah.
It'd be very funny if it turns out that way. I love that. I don't know, man. A lot of it was just the chatter was interesting. Hearing all the everyone is in on LeBron going back to Cleveland next year. Feels like. And that was kind of an interesting subplot, with the Lakers just not really getting a lot done. Luke Kennard doesn't.
The Lakers just said, we're good.
Yeah.
They had so many contracts.
Right.
Just movable people. I mean, yeah.
Spurs standing pat. I mean, it's, again, they're so young. I don't even know how to judge that. Because they are a team
doesn't bug me because they're really good, and it's just depending what were the missed opportunities doesn't bug me. What did you think of the big trade of the Pacers making an aggressive, we'll call it the pre-agency move, going ahead and getting their center of the next couple of years done? I thought it was a almost reckless decision, but what did you think of the Pacers going ahead and getting Zubac?
Reckless decision that probably, I mean, it walks them maybe into the Eastern Conference Finals next year.
Maybe.
I mean, Zoo is that good of a center. And let's if we're expecting the Pacers to come back and be pretty good, depends on Halliburton maybe a little bit, but they've been wrecked by injuries this year. They weren't going to be this bad.
Right.
But the injuries really killed them. And then their center rotation was terrible. So I don't know. I don't mind it. I guess the risk is, you lose the pick this year and then you wasted a season for nothing.
So the huge risk, to spell it out, is you're the Pacers.
Yeah.
And you had this lost season, this gap year that honestly you could argue turned out really well.
Sure.
The fortune of acquiring their pick back days before Halliburton tore his Achilles, even if you thought they had foresight that this is a risky play to have him go out there, maybe he'll get hurt. The foresight of that happening and then ending up with a top 5, top 6, top 7 pick, it's like, well, this is the gap year scenario. It actually should play out really, really well in the long term. To then say, you know what? Let's take a 52% chance. 52 or whatever it is.
Never tell me the odds, Keith.
Yeah, let's take a coin flip chance that we're actually going to give the 5th pick or the 6th pick to the Clippers to not get that top 6 pick that it looked like this is what you earned with this horrible year. You've put your fans through misery. You're telling them the whole time, let's take a coin flip. Now, the coin flip also, if it works out for them, if you get a top 4 pick,
right,
or a top 3 pick, and it's top 4. If you get a top 4 pick and Zubac, well, okay, you won. But that's again where it feels reckless to me, where it's like that is gambling. Also, I think there's a legit wonder what Zubac looks like outside of James Harden. I think Zubac is really good, but also a little bit older, not a shooter. Let's see what it looks like alongside a Pascal Siakam, and maybe it's not ideal. Also, just I don't know why the Pacers couldn't have waited and seen what happened with the pick, even what the team looks like next year.
Like, why are you in a rush?
Why are you in a rush to do it? Like, are you saying this is the only starting caliber center making less than $25 million? It's like, I guess they combed through the whole league and said, this is our one chance. But to me, that's like, really? I don't.
Yeah.
Center also feels like probably the most fungible rotation spot to fill. Like, you can just find maybe not.
It feels like it, but
I mean, the Grizzlies have Gigi Jackson doing their opening jump balls the last 2 games, so maybe not.
Sure.
Maybe we're running out of centers. But
I mean, but also the jump ball, it's weird that some of these guys are jumping.
Well, that's neither here nor there, I guess.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
so I was
it's a wild trade, but I don't hate it because they just got a better team.
Yeah.
Right. They're trying to win next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was surprised though that the Celtics didn't pull this off.
I mean,
because I know that they were in on Zoo, and Zoo. I mean, that's
could the Celtics have this trade offer is gigantic?
Yeah, like you said. Yeah.
I mean, not just that
2 firsts.
It's another first as well. Also, I mean, Benedict Mathurin. Whatever you think of Benedict Mathurin.
He's a
good Isaiah
player.
Jackson. Maybe he becomes okay again. I don't know, but
I mean, like if Detroit had gotten Mathurin, wouldn't you say, "Wow, okay, that's a pretty good pickup"?
I would have liked Mathurin on the Pistons, just because we've already seen Mathurin generate offense in the finals.
Right.
So, like, say what you will about the qualities of Benedict Mathurin, regular season NBA player.
Sure.
That guy is a perfect bench. I can go get fouled. I can put this team in the bonus. I can drive. So, yeah.
And he hits shots. I mean,
like the Pistons moving Jaden Ivey makes sense because Jaden Ivey didn't turn into exactly what they hoped. And, of course, there's injury concerns. They're not going to pay him going forward. But just getting a guy like the dream of what Jaden Ivey was supposed to be, I feel like would have made sense.
Did you see that pass Jaden Ivey threw the other night?
The best comparison, if you haven't seen this, there's a play where like Jaden Ivey's like loading the pass up like he's going to throw a rocket.
It's amazing.
Down the field, and he just he reminds me of like, I don't know what he reminds me of, but the best comparison I saw to it was like saying he looked like Jameis Winston out there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like a quarterback patting the ball, court. Right? Like,
man,
hilarious.
The Bulls are the Bulls tanking? I mean,
yeah. I mean, well, Billy Donovan is not.
I mean, they did grab a lot of second rounders. I liked what the Hornets did actually at the deadline, just because they flipped. So they flipped Colin Sexton for Kobe White. Turns out Kobe White was more hurt than they thought, so it ended up only being 2 second-round picks getting sent out. But they actually picked up 2 second-round picks for taking back this dead money. Or sorry, I apologize. I mispronounced Tyus Jones's name. They take back Tyus Jones. They take back other money. Like Mike Conley ends up getting. I mean, Mike Conley got bought out. All right. Speaking of things that how none of the rules are enforced anymore, I'm talking about tanking, player participation. So Mike Conley goes back to the Timberwolves. When the Timberwolves made that trade, now I assume there's no paper trail. No one would have texted this.
Right.
But when the Timberwolves decided to make a move and get Ayo Dosunmu, great move, Timberwolves, did they possibly think, listen, we're going to send you Mike Conley. Could you send him somewhere else in a salary dump? And they're like, oh, yeah, we got that worked out. It's great. Because once he leaves the initial team you traded him to, he's then allowed to return to your team. Circumventing. This is the correct use of the word circumventing. I'm not.
Yes,
I don't have to lawyer up for this. They circumvented the restriction of Mike Conley returning to the Timberwolves.
Right.
If that was planned out beforehand, that would be illegal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Dave, speaking of things that are illegal, I want to read something from the player. I want to read something from the player participation policy. Let's do that right after this short break. All right, so like we were talking about, Dave, 1/3 of the NBA is trying to lose on purpose. Maybe you could argue that the Pelicans are not. Maybe the Bucks and honestly, are the Mavericks?
Kings and Pelicans are bad.
Are the Mavericks trying to lose on purpose?
I don't think so.
They've lost 7 in a row. Their trade deadline is, I guess let's put a pin in that. Their trade deadline is so interesting because obviously they traded Anthony Davis. But you have, before the All-Star break, some of the most brazen tanking we've ever seen. I'm talking ever. I'm talking, we have the Mark Madsen taking 10 3-pointers in a game in an era where no one ever took 10 3-pointers in a game. That stuff used to happen the first week of April or the second week of April. We haven't hit the All-Star break, and we haven't. We have the Wizards resting everybody and giving up 80 points in a first half. This is a Wizards team in a rebuild resting their second-year players. They're like, oh, no, Keyshawn George, no, he can't play. Alex Sarr can't play. And it's like they're playing guys they just signed off the street to get humiliated. Very obviously the Jazz. At the trade deadline, aggressively went and got Jaren Jackson Jr., said we've had enough with losing, but we have a top 8 protected pick. Obviously, we have to lose. Sorry, that's the way the league has incentivized us. We're supposed to lose. It's dumb for us to win. Correct. It's dumb for you to win. They have been playing Lowry and Jaren because those guys are subject to the player participation policy because they're all-stars. They're former all-stars. But they're not playing them in the fourth quarters. We're talking close games, or they were up on the Magic by 17, doesn't play them in the fourth quarter. Will Hardy doesn't call a timeout the entire fourth quarter. Against the Heat, they win the basketball game. They win the basketball game despite not playing Markkanen, Jaren. Bryce Sensabaugh hit some big shots. I mean, Nurkic, who's been pretty good for them, he's not playing. After the game, Will Hardy asked, how close were you to putting – it's a great question. How close were you to putting Jaren and Larry back in there? He's like, not at all.
I wasn't.
The player participation policy explicitly says, and this is not just the Jazz, it explicitly says teams must refrain from any long-term shutdown or near shutdown whereby a star player ceases participating in games or begins to play a materially reduced role in circumstances affecting the integrity of the game. Like the Grizzlies last night didn't score the last 5 minutes of the game. They have a very shorthanded team, no centers, but like Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. were not on the court. They blew a big lead to the Warriors. Teams must refrain from any long-term shutdown or near shutdown. Anthony Davis is not going to play on the Wizards. I don't think Trae Young is going to play like for the Wizards. I mean, how much is Giannis going to play rest of the season? Whereby a star player, again defined as these are all stars from the last few seasons.
Yeah.
A materially reduced role in circumstances affecting the integrity of the game. How is this not explicitly what everyone, including the Jazz, by not playing Larry Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. in the fourth quarters, they're explicitly breaking the rules. Is this NBA teams saying how there are no consequences for the actions of elected officials? They're like, oh, well, there's nothing.
I mean, it's basically the same.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like Adam Silver is Congress. What are you going to do? Punish me?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Giannis is partner with who?
Kalshi.
Okay, I was going to say Kashi.
Is it pronounced Kashi?
That'd be much better.
Is there an L in there? I don't know.
No. I wish it was the high fiber cereal.
High fiber cereal? Yeah.
Instead of the gambling. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. Everything is corrupt.
So even like the
basic
so
stuff.
even Pascal Siakam's been playing hard. but like they're not going to play Pascal Siakam that much
after the
think,
break
for the rest of the year.
No. He'll have a calf thing,
I mean, are they going to do something at like All-Star break? There's a meeting, Board of Governors meeting. Like
I hope that Adam Silver has asked a lot of questions actually, because there's a lot of stuff that's pretty questionable around the NBA.
What else do you want Adam Silver to be asked about?
I want someone to ask about the call sheet.
Yeah.
I want someone to ask about the Terry Rozier thing.
So Terry Rozier won his appeal because he gets paid his money.
Right. I want someone to ask about the Clippers and aspiration. I mean, of course, that's going to come up.
I like the theory that the Clippers traded James Harden and Zubac to do them a solid. To get them out the door before whatever's going to happen. I don't think anything's. I don't either.
I don't know if
it's gonna be that bad. There's basketball. I mean, listen, if you could, if I'm the Clippers and I can trade James Harden for Darius Garland, I do that.
Yeah,
right. I don't care how many games I've won out of my last 20. It's like, oh no, I'll take the 26-year-old and hope we get the foot stuff worked out.
Yeah,
Garland's.
It's not like the Clippers are not going to play basketball games, by the way.
Yeah,
and
the Clippers don't own their pick this year, and so they also, again, if you're the Clippers and you get offered this, we'll trade your 30-year-old center and you get a 50% chance at having the 5th, 6th, 7th pick this year. It's like, I have to do that. It was really sad hearing like Nick Batum talk about how sad it was to lose like Zubac and even Ty Lue talking about how bad it was.
Kawhi post game, man. I mean, he looked like he didn't want to be there.
Also, Kawhi is having an unreal season.
Crazy.
Unreal season.
Got like 30 straight 20-point games or something.
He's had the most 40-point games of his career in a season this year. Apparently, at the Board of Governors meeting, they're going to talk about they're going to vote on expansion. Is that the vote? Is that this year in the offseason? They're going to vote on the expansion.
I would guess it would. I don't know. I guess it would happen.
Apparently, in one of the upcoming Board of Governors meetings, they're going to vote on expansion. It's expected to pass, and Seattle and Las Vegas are thought to be the leaders for expansion teams. A couple of questions about this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I said this like a month ago. Like, we have 10 teams losing on purpose. We're gonna get 2 more expansion teams. What is the tipping point? Like, is it if 15 teams aren't trying to win the basketball games? No, I want to know: are any teams going to team build in a way specifically with an expansion draft in mind? Like, would a team that has like a lot of 2027 or 2028 draft picks try to kick those down the road? I don't want to draft 3 players in 2028 in the first round if I only can protect like 7 or 8 or whatever the protect, like you can only protect. So like I'm going to lose one of my young keys. I mean, so I don't know, like let's say expansion gets approved now. I mean, there's going to be a several year turnaround before.
Sure. I would imagine it's at least, I don't know. What was and now it obviously was a long time ago, but like what was the run up to the previous expansion? I mean, what was it, 3 or 4 years? When you watch, I will say, like with the way women's sports is operated and the expansion, like the WNBA expansion, you hear the announcement and it's like 2 seasons.
MLS expansion is fast.
Yeah.
If we talk about soccer.
I mean, I would assume that the NBA could get this stuff up and running. Like you think about it, the biggest hurdle is a place to play and practice. And both, Vegas has all that. That's not an issue. You can have a team. You can have a team in Vegas tomorrow. Seattle maybe is a little bit trickier, but they have a WNBA team, so you at least have a place that the guys can go and play.
You ever think about when?
I guess they're building another arena too.
You ever think about back when the NFL expanded, and the Jaguars and Panthers, were added, and a Panther is a Jaguar. Like those are the same thing. The Panther and the same thing.
Yeah.
Both teams are like
same thing.
That's the same thing. A Panther's a black Jaguar. Are we doing that? Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping we get something. I mean, the Seattle's going to be the Sonics.
Yeah. So that'll be the Sonics. No, eventually, we'll move one team to the east. Everyone, Grizzlies fans obviously hoping it's them. Timberwolves fans hoping it's them. I guess we'll move to like 8 4-team divisions, possibly.
Maybe.
I was looking at this. What if instead of, I know we have this USA versus World thing going for the All-Star weekend. What if we got rid of the Eastern and Western Conference and we just went North and South? Can we do North?
Yeah.
I'm trying to draw the line.
Dixon.
A little Mason-Dixon. I mean, travel. It's not great for travel.
No.
Not great for travel. You got like Toronto and Portland going back and forth.
Wouldn't expansion be a great excuse to cut the number of games down?
I mean, yeah, you use all that expansion fee money to not worry about it. There's a lot going on. Obviously, I do think I feel like tanking's having a moment, and like part of me hopes we might get some of these actual fixes, like things I've been talking about.
Yeah,
like the just baseline. Obviously, stop rewarding losing. Period. Period. Also,
I saw something about where everybody's had lottery stuff forever. Wins after your 41st loss.
That's close. That's fine too. I mean,
it's kind of interesting, right?
Any small step that incentivizes winning, I'm in favor of. No, but I've really been like.
But then it's a race to 41.
I've really gotten dismayed with a lot of stuff going on with the NBA. With I'm like staring at Adam Silver, and I'm like, how is this remotely okay? Like the gambling in every commercial broadcast, in everything going on, like the integrity of the games being totally out the window. But I do think he did one thing good. I do. I'm actually very excited about this. I feel like the NBA product hasn't been worse for the average consumer in a while, but I'm incredibly in favor of Damian Lillard being in the 3-point shootout.
Yes.
I think it's the best thing he's done in forever. I mean, I am somewhat sad for the actual NBA players who have played this year who are having good shooting seasons. But again, as an entertainment and fan thing, as a fan event, this is great. I'm sorry, Cam Spencer, that you're not in the 3-point shootout. But Damian Lillard being there, especially since Steph Curry is hurt and won't be there, that's awesome. So, good job.
It's great.
Good job there.
That's what it's supposed to be for.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should have Halliburton hosting.
Yeah. Also, so Steph's out of the All-Star game. Brandon Ingram going to be an All-Star. This is, so you know how the Wizards went ahead, got Trae Young and Anthony Davis, maybe an interesting choice there. The Pacers went ahead and got Zubac. This is a lot like how last year the Raptors went out and got Brandon Ingram to a lot of criticism. Now he's an All-Star. So good job.
Well, listen, man, that west to east.
Well, Luka Doncic apparently is going to miss too. So Şengün is a replacement for the world team. Luka goes out, possibly, if he misses the All-Star game. Now is it Dylan Brooks' time? We got to get a Canadian in there. Let's answer one listener-submitted question. This is the croissant questioner.
Knock yourself out.
This is yet another lottery fix idea. This is from Luke Hall. Luke Hall says, in order to fix the draft lottery, what if your odds for getting a high pick, it's based on a 5-year rolling record or a 3-year rolling record? They're rather just 1 year. That'll give the best teams. This is for the teams that are like, we're actually bad. It's not fair. The Pacers going to take a gap year, or the Spurs going to win it in a gap, whatever. Yeah, I will say this fixes some tanking, but it just still rewards losing. So
and it'd just be longer because the Thunder, the Thunder hit on lottery luck and get Chet, and flip everything. Flips around. So.
David Smith says, is rebuilding a Ponzi scheme created by GMs to enhance job security?
100%.
Yeah, we've already said this.
This is 100%.
Well, so that's part of this thing that everyone is egregiously breaking these player participation things. We're shutting down all kinds of all-stars because you've already sold the tickets. You've already sold the TV rights. The GMs are saying, wait, I get to keep my job longer?
Yeah.
So it's we've been saying it forever. Yeah, rebuilding is good. You reset the clock. Are we supposed to be mad that Tomas Isolo just was a frozen statue at the end of the Grizzlies game where they collapsed? It's no, he's trying to lose. So I guess fine.
Right.
We'll just keep him for a couple more years. Figure out if we can understand how the challenge system works out.
Again, shout out to Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan just still cranking them out.
He does not care.
Thanks, guys, for the questions. If you want your question to be answered on air, if you want to join the listener Slack community, if you want to play fantasy basketball with me, if you want bonus episodes, that's all at patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. All right, Dave, it's now time for the awards segment of the program. Got to speed through this episode. We have a few honorable mentions. Trey Mann, 1 for 10. Michael Porter Jr., still on the Nets, 2 for 13. Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the Hawks, who stink, 3 for 15. Andrew Nembhard, 4 for 18. Brandon Miller, 5 for 19. Derek White, 6 for 20. Those were our nominees. Those were our honorable mentions. Our 3 nominees, as they occurred chronologically over the past, 9 days? VJ Edgecombe on the Sixers, who did nothing at the trade deadline but cut money. VJ Edgecombe, 1 for 11 in a win against the Clippers. 1 for 11, 5 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, no turnovers, 1 personal foul. Dylan Brooks, classic Dylan game, in a win against the Trailblazers, 3 for 16. Trailblazers got something cooking. Also, every team near the Trailblazers is quitting. So congratulations on your play-in game, Trailblazers. Dylan Brooks, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. He was 3 for 16. Not sure I said that. Dylan, 316 in that game. And then Jalen Brunson in a humiliating blowout loss to the good Detroit Pistons. Brunson was 4 for 20, a natural 4 for 20, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, no turnovers, 2 personal fouls. So we got Edgecombe, 1 for 11, 5 points. Dylan, 3 for 16, 11 points. Brunson, 4 for 20, 12 points. What do you think?
Edgecombe?
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
He had, I might go, let's think. I'm going to push Dylan. 3 for 16. I got Dylan 3 for 6. Dylan's box plus minus was negative 20. That's pretty good. Yeah, Edgecombe, no turnovers, 7 assists.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go Dylan. Let's reward. Kudos to you, Dylan. Here's the trade deadline question I have, Dave.
Okay.
I might actually email John Hollinger and see if he'll email me back. The front offices, when they make trades, like you saw the Hornets took Xavier Tillman for cash considerations to help the Celtics get out of the tax. Right. Obviously, the Sixers got out of the tax. Lots of teams. The Grizzlies took Eric Gordon for a 2032 second-round pick swap. That's not very valuable. To get a team out of the tax. NBA teams, when they get the tax payment dispersal, these payments dropped precipitously because of all the Cavs moves and the Celtics moves. Mm-hmm. It went from like $14 million per team to $5 million per team. I want to know, do the front offices do the math? Yeah, I'll take Eric Gordon for you to save you $4 million. But this is also going to cost my owner $6 million divided by 30, which isn't that much. Right. But still, do they work out the math? A lot of times the cash considerations is just enough to pay the salary. Right. But do the front offices consult with the ownership groups to say, wait, why we're helping everyone out of the tax? This actually literally costs us money. Is it worth it to get a pick? I was curious about, what if everyone's like, no, I'm not going to help you get out of the tax.
Right.
That's
colluding against
it's not colluding. To me, that's a competitive thing. Or
Sure.
it is collusion, but if I had a text thread with other NBA GMs, guys, the Celtics are paying the tax. We can do it. Hold the line. Hold the line. This is the to the moon, guys.
That's a pretty good angle.
You got to hold the line. Don't trade with them. Make them pay the tax. It's bad. Don't let them reset their
Well, it's like teams, they try to weaponize restricted free agency.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is next level thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, I have to go. I have to go back to work. So congratulations, Adam Silver. Your entire league is trying to lose. You have fans with split allegiances, whether you're supposed to win or lose. You have people buying tickets. They don't get discounts. I talked earlier about in a previous episode, all of the resting of the star players makes me feel like, all right, their money is guaranteed. The owner should get the money. What if the player, if the player sits out, give the fans some of the money, refund tickets. I'm serious.
Well, that there's that insurance market that has popped up around sport and live events.
I know. I thought it kind of failed. I thought they were trying it. It seemed funny.
I have no idea. I don't. It's just another scam to me.
It was another investment backed. It was like venture capital backed, like, we'll refund your ticket if Trae Young doesn't play. And it's like,
yeah.
You're going to go out of business.
That was like, what was it, Visa, the Jersey Assurance Program, if your favorite player gets traded. That's a pretty good gimmick.
I mean, it is a good gimmick. Anyways, thanks everybody for listening. If you want more from us, patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. You guys are the best. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fast break, man. You understand?
I will remember.